Reborn in a zombie apocalypse. I did not run to a shelter. Instead, I slipped into the ruined city and opened a doomsday store because I had a gold trading system. As long as I had gold, I could do almost anything. Right now, zombies were crowding outside my door. I cleaned that glass yesterday. You guys have no sense of hygiene at all. Then I took out a spray bottle and sprayed once through the glass door. The frantic zombie horde outside froze like time had stopped. They stood there blankly, then seemed to see something absolutely terrifying and scrambled away in panic. Some were so scared they trampled each other. In seconds, the store entrance was clear for 10 meters. System notice demon cleaning spray used. Stock consumed 1. Remaining stock 99. I did not even look outside. I turned back to arrange the gum shelf. Every box had to face perfectly forward, not even slightly crooked. Help! Help me! The man was pale as paper, using his last strength to crawl to the counter. He reached out his good right hand, black mud under his nails, trying to grab my pant leg. I stepped back once, neatly avoiding that filthy hand, without a hint of pity. Welcome, I pointed to the sign by the door. No credit in this store. Also, dirtying the floor requires a cleaning fee. The man froze. I have money. I have money, he trembled, and shakily pulled out a soaked wallet. Then grabbed a thick stack of red bills and slapped them on the counter. 10,000. 100,000, take it all. Cash scattered across the counter. I raised one finger and flicked away a bill. Stuck to my sleeve. Sorry, sir, we do not take paper. You know the exchange rate. I pointed toward the screen above the register. It showed no ads at all. Only one blood red scrolling line. Today's rate: 1 gram of gold equals 1.7 points. Mineral water 500 milliliters 5.7 points. Braised beef instant noodles 10.7 points. Basic antibiotic 1 pill 50.7 points. His pupils suddenly shrank. Gold that actually wants gold. On day 7 of the apocalypse, people were still fighting over food and water. Gold had already been tossed aside like trash. The man searched himself in despair, then suddenly remembered something and ripped a gold chain from his neck. It was his wedding keepsake, a thick gold chain. He roared and slammed it on the counter. The coldness in my eyes finally eased a little. I picked up the chain and placed it with practiced ease onto a precision scale. The scale flashed red. 24K pure gold, weight 52 grams, 10% fee deducted. Converted to 46.8 points. My fingers tapped quickly on the register. With a crisp mechanical click, plus the 5-point floor cleaning fee. Your balance is 41.8 points. I need water. Coming right up. His life was draining fast. I turned around and took a bottle of water from the shelf. Then, from a locked box under the counter, I took out a red capsule. Water is 5 points. This is a system emergency adrenaline capsule. For the next 30 minutes, you will feel no pain and the bleeding stops. Price 35 points. With the last 1.8, I suggest a sausage for energy. I placed all 3 items on the counter, then aimed the red scanner at him. A red beam flashed. Passing over him, the heavy gold chain vanished into thin air, turning into golden light that sank into the register. A green check appeared on the screen. Transaction complete. The man had no time to stare. He shoved the capsule into his mouth, twisted the bottle open and drank. Almost instantly, his ash-gray face flushed with a strange red color. The bleeding from his severed arm stopped. He gasped for breath, then tore open the sausage wrapper. The man looked at me. His eyes changed from despair to greed and awe. Who are you? What are you? I put my headphones back on, picked up my cloth, and wiped the counter he had dirted. I am just a cashier. I pointed outside. Mealtime is over. Please leave, the next customer is here. The man looked back and saw in terror the zombies beyond the glass door were gathering again, and this time behind the horde. Several living men with pipes and machetes appeared in the shadows. Their eyes were fiercer than zombies. Locked on the brightly lit convenience store. The rain stopped, but the smell of blood grew thicker. That one-armed man was named Wang Chang. In the end, he did not dare stay, though the store was as safe as heaven, from the young manager's cold eyes. He read a message scarier than zombies. Break the rules here, and the price is heavy. Wang Chang had gone less than 50 meters when figures rushed out and pinned him down. That kid went inside and came out alive. He has food. I saw it. A sausage. Several shadows growled in the rain, like hungry beasts. Before Wang Chang could fight back, a club knocked him out. The half bottle of water and sausage were taken at once. Their leader was bald, called Brother Dao, a local thug boss from nearby. After the apocalypse, with brutal methods, he gathered a gang of desperados. Brother Dao, what is that place? Never seen it before. Brother Dao licked the grease from the sausage wrapper. His greedy eyes fixed ahead on that brightly lit store. That kid paid with a gold chain. I saw it. That store wants gold. Gold can still be used as money now. If it buys food, then it is money. Boys, come with me. Remember, we are experts at free shopping. If that shopkeeper refuses to cooperate. He made a throat-cutting gesture. 7 or 8 armed men swaggered toward the store. Welcome. I did not look up, still using that cloth that never seemed to get clean, to wipe the counter. Customers, please wipe your feet first. The mat is at the door. Brother Dao kicked the shelf. Several bags of chips fell down. He crushed a bag of Lays with a sharp popping sound. Wipe your damn feet. Brother Dao slammed his machete down with such force, the register shook. Bring out all the food now. I stopped what I was doing, slowly raised my head, and stared at Brother Dao with dead fish eyes, like he was a talking corpse. Damaged item: original chips 1 bag. Price 15 points. Counter scratch repair 50 points. Staff insult trauma fee 100 points. My voice was calm and flat, even politely professional. Total 165 points. Card or cash? Oh, sorry. We only accept gold now. The whole room went silent, then burst into wild laughter. Is he crazy? He wants trauma fees. I will split your mind right now. Look real close. This blade in my hand is not a credit card. Cross me and I will feed you to zombies. He grabbed my collar, lifting my toes off the floor, but my expression never changed. I only sighed softly, my eyes drifting to the empty air. System triggered level 1 violation, violent threat. Warning: violence detected inside the store. Classified as level 1 violation. Response: physical expulsion. Brother Dao froze. What kind of trick is this? Before he finished, up on the ceiling, a normal-looking light suddenly flipped open, revealing a dark muzzle. No, not a muzzle. More like a tiny turbine engine. A terrifying invisible gravity descended. His knees slammed to the floor. His kneecaps cracked sharply. A scream tore through the night. And not just Brother Dao, the men who came with him, in that instant, were crushed flat by that force, pressed to the tiles, unable to move. Their organs felt ready to burst out, even their weapons bent under pressure. But behind the counter I was untouched. I straightened my wrinkled collar, picked up the red scanner, walked around the counter, and stood before the kneeling Dao. I said, violence is forbidden here. I crouched down. The scanner's red light fell. across his terrified face. According to store rule number 3, attempted robbers will have all valuable carried items confiscated as compensation, then blacklisted and banned for life. I reached out and searched Brother Dao's pockets. 1 gold ring, 2 gold teeth clearly knocked from mouths. System says recyclable gold. And 1 luxury watch. Gold ring 4 grams, gold teeth 8 grams. Impure watch Rolex sorry. No gold system rejects it. I tossed the priceless Rolex away with disgust and only took the gold. After deducting the 165-point fee, you still owe 30 points. But since you donated 2 teeth, I will let it go. I stood and snapped at the ceiling. That terrifying gravity became wings. Like launching cannonballs, Brother Dao and his men were thrown by an invisible force, straight out the store door, crashing into the muddy street outside. The glass door slowly closed, shutting out the chaos again. I walked back to the counter. At the crushed chips, I shook my head helplessly, then picked up a broom. Seriously, wasting food is shameful. And outside the door, Brother Dao wailed in the mud with broken legs. In the darkness around him, countless green eyes lit up. The screams and smell of blood had drawn zombies from half the block. The next morning, down the street, several bodies gnawed down to bone proved how wild last night was. I sat on the stool behind the counter, spinning the scanner in my hand, watching the system panel. Current store level 1. Order points collected gold 58. Upgrade requires 1,000 points, only 58. These survivors are weak. They barely have anything. Just then, the store door opened again. This time, a girl in a school uniform came in. When she saw the fully stocked shelves, her caution turned into stunned disbelief. Her name was Isekai'd, a former sports student, trapped at school when it began. Isekai'd carefully walked to the counter and set her hiking bag down. An uncle with 1 arm gone. He was almost dead. He told me this place before dying. Isekai'd took a deep breath and unzipped the hiking bag. Golden light instantly lit up my dead fish eyes. Inside that bag was a pile of gold jewelry. Bracelets, necklaces, gold earrings, and even several heavy little gold bars. Isekai'd scratched her hair awkwardly. I smashed the counter at a gold shop near school. I thought this might be useful later, so I carried it with me. My eyes lit up. Like a capitalist spotting fresh crops. No, I mean a premium customer. I quickly took out the scale. Full buyback. My voice softened a bit. I want to trade for food. Oh, and do you have weapons? My axe is already chipped. While scanning and weighing non-stop, listening to the register's sweet beeps, I browsed through the system. Newly unlocked special items. Total gold 3,500 grams. After fees, you now have 3,157 points. I announced the shocking number. Congratulations, you are now our VIP customer. Then, how many instant noodles can I buy? Instant noodles. Do not underestimate your wealth. I gave a mysterious smile and walked to the deepest shelf. This shelf had only appeared earlier this morning, covered in a faint black mist. I reached into the mist and took out a long black box. Placing it on the counter, F-rank item silent frying pan. I opened it. Inside lay what looked like a very ordinary, cartoon-style frying pan. Price 500 points. Isekai'd looked confused. Listen carefully. I picked it up and tapped the counter. Yet it made no sound at all. Only a dull vibration. This pan's trait is absolute silence. No matter what you hit, even a zombie skull or a huge bell, it will not make a single decibel. In a world full of sound-sensitive zombies, do you know what that means? Isekai'd's eyes went wide. It means assassination, silent harvesting among the horde. And this I took out something like perfume, filled with a disgusting dark green liquid. F rank item kin disguise spray. Price 800 points. Spray it on, and you will stink like a zombie king. Normal zombies will treat you like family. Lasts 30 minutes. Side effect: you can smell it too. And showers will not remove it for 3 days. These are not normal supplies. These are superpowers. Need anything else? New arrival: indestructible stockings. Defense equal to body armor. No thanks, Give me a case of cola. Ice cold. Just as this big sale was closing, outside the store came a huge engine roar. Not a bike, an armored vehicle. I looked out the window, a modified, heavy off-road truck with steel plates and spikes. Roared through the rain. Then braked hard outside the store. The door opened, and a man in a tactical vest and sunglasses stepped out. He was the biggest survivor leader in this area. Chen Yan took off his shades and looked at the store sign, a playful smile on his lips. Interesting. Someone opened a store here. Chen Yan strode to the entrance and saw Su Zai trading. Little girl, leave your gold in that pan. Then you may leave. Su Zai stiffened all over. Her grip on the pan turned white. I sighed and set down the case of cola. Looks like sales will beat Target today. I pressed a red button under the counter. In the corners of the ceiling, 4 hidden security cameras split open, revealing silver metal barrels. Blue light gathered at their tips. At the same time, a pale blue screen like an upside-down bowl covered the whole register area, protecting me and Su Zai inside. Chen Yan was ruthless too. The moment that strange screen rose, years of combat experience made him pull the trigger. The rifle spat fire and shells flew out. Gunshots echoed inside the small store. Su Zai screamed and crouched down. Sure, she was dead. But what happened next shattered Chen Yan's worldview. Those spinning bullets, when they touched the thin blue light screen, did not crash or bounce away. Instead, they sank in and melted silently. Yes, melted. The hard copper bullets, at the instant of contact, became golden liquid, flowing down the light screen until they dripped onto the counter and hardened into small metal lumps. What kind of sorcery is this? Chen Yan's eyes widened, staring at the gun in disbelief. This is not sorcery, this is technology. Behind the light screen, I did not even leave my stool. My tone stayed lazy. System detects attack intent. See class defense: disarm and punish. The 4 metal barrels above fired 4 beams of red laser. The red light did not hit people. It precisely struck the weapons held by Chen Yan and his guards. All 5 screamed at once and dropped their weapons, those fierce rifles and machetes from before hitting the ground, had become twisted scrap metal. The gun barrels drooped like noodles, their inner parts fully melted. Store facilities damaged, floor tiles burned by shells. Malicious attack on staff. I picked up the calculator and tapped away. 5 rifles, scrap value deducted from damages. You still need to pay 1 finger from each person, or a 500-point ransom each. The scene fell silent. The 4 guards were terrified, staring at the smoking scrap metal, their legs trembling. What kind of store was this? It was a future fortress, but Chen Yan suddenly calmed down. He stared hard at me, then at the unbreakable screen. The killing intent in his eyes faded. Chen Yan spoke suddenly, his voice hoarse but firm. I will pay. He tore off the gold chain on his neck, then removed his gold rings, and even ordered his men to hand over all their gold. The 4 guards looked at each other but obeyed, shaking as they gathered gold items. Chen Yan pushed the pile to the counter, his eyes burning. Not just compensation. I want to buy with the rest. Something that can make me stronger. I removed the light screen. Smart choice. I picked up the scanner. Red light swept across the gold. After damages, remaining balance 4,200 points. I looked at Chen Yan. Do you want water and bread? Or to see the real goods? Shen Yan took a deep breath. I want the pan that girl bought. Got anything better? The pan is sold out. But since you seem sincere, I can recommend something good. From under the counter I took out an ordinary-looking green can with a strong spinach logo on it. F-rank consumable Popeye spinach can. Eat it, and for the next 10 minutes your strength doubles. Pain disappears and your skin hardens like steel. Normal zombies cannot bite through. Price 1,700 points per can. Shen Yan's breathing grew heavy. Double strength, hardened skin. This was made for close-range slaughter. I want it all. Give me 4 cans. I smiled and completed the deal. Please come again. Shen Yan took the 4 cans and gave me a deep look, then left with his men. At the doorway, he suddenly stopped and looked back. All the gold nearby will soon be mine. Save your goods for me. I waved him off, telling him to hurry up. You are blocking the light. After Chen Yan left, only Su Zai and I remained. Boss, you were way too cool. That light screen and the lasers. Do not worship me. I am only a legend. I put my headphones back on. Also, as you saw, business is getting better. I cannot handle it alone. I looked Su Zai up and down. Though her uniform was a mess, her eyes were clear. And she looked physically strong. After all, she carried heavy gold this far. I took out a brand new clerk apron and tossed it to Su Zai. Stock clerk and security guard. Food and lodging included. 2 staff meals a day. Instant noodles with sausage pay daily. You and Su Zai stared at the apron, then looked at the darkening sky outside and the wandering zombies. Tears almost fell. In this hell, food and shelter were included. She had a safe nest. I will do it, boss. Even cleaning toilets is fine. The toilet cleans itself. I pointed at the shelves. Start with the chips, remember. I hate anything crooked. Since the Doomsday convenience store officially opened, 2 days had passed. During those 2 days, rumors of a strange corner store that only wanted gold spread like a virus among survivors. At first no one believed it until Chen Yan and his men, during a zombie siege, swallowed that green can in public. Then like a bulldozer, tore apart 3 mutant zombies barehanded. That sight shocked everyone, watching from behind curtains. Then the madness began. Gold once seen as trash, left in the streets untouched, became precious again overnight. Worth more than in peacetime. It was now a ticket to heaven. Early morning, a long line formed outside the glass door. To stop any chaos, Su Zai wore the blue clerk uniform, holding the silent frying pan, standing at the door like a guardian. Line up, everyone. No cutting in. Su Zai waved the pan. Hey, you bald guy, pull your foot back. All kinds of people stood in line. Inside I was swamped. This gold watch strap is not gold. After impurity fees 12 points. These gold teeth are a little gross. But purity is decent. 8 points. This gold bar is real. Highest rate for you 300 points. With each beep of the scanner, gold turned into light and entered the register. Watching the system numbers climb fast, I was overjoyed. Current order gold points 891. 110 points until store upgrade. Boss, do you have medicine for infection? Her face was turning blue, with a clear scratch on her arm. The wound already black and oozing. The people in line, scattered like she carried plague. If bitten, she is doomed. Throw her out quickly. Do not let her die here. The woman cried and placed a red cloth bundle down, then opened it. Inside were fine dragon phoenix gold bracelets and several gold lock charms. My daughter's full moon gifts. Please, boss, save her. I looked at the little girl. The scan showed virus in her lymph nodes. She would turn in 2 hours. Ordinary antibiotics were useless. Normal medicine cannot save her. The woman's eyes instantly dimmed, and she collapsed to the floor. But then I changed tone and turned to the special shelf behind me, lined with strange colored potions. D-rank special item, zombie virus blocking serum. Usable only within 4 hours. Price 500 points. I placed the bracelets and lock charms on the scale. Total weight 120 grams. Converted to 108 points. Not nearly enough. The crowd sighed around her. 500 points was a fortune. Even looting a whole neighborhood. Might not be enough. The woman gripped the counter. I can work. I can sell blood. Please, I shook my head. We do not take blood. Or credit. Just as she fully broke down, a rough big hand reached over and slapped a heavy gold brick down. I will pay her bill. Everyone turned. Chen Yan had a cigar in his mouth, bought from the store, and strode in wearing a leather coat. Several men followed behind him, each carrying a heavy backpack, by the look of it, all filled with gold. Boss Chen. Shopkeeper, this is a deposit. I am buying this woman's life. She can wash clothes at my base to repay me. I calmly picked up the gold brick. Standard 500-gram gold brick, 457 points, plus the earlier 108. Enough. I took a blue syringe from the shelf and tossed it to her, straight into the heart. Works in 10 seconds. The woman grabbed it in gratitude and stabbed it into her daughter's chest, almost visibly. The black veins on the girl's arm faded, and her muddy breathing steadied. The crowd erupted. It really works. Even zombie virus can be cured. At that moment, everyone's eyes on me no longer saw a shopkeeper, they saw a god. Forget these small buyers. I have big business for you. Gold bars, silver coins, and metal pieces weighing over 10 pounds. I want weapons. Lots of weapons. Heard you have guns with endless bullets. I looked at the pile of gold as a sweet system chime rang in my ears. Congrats, host. Order points exceed 1,000. Store upgraded to LV2. New features unlocked. Second floor living area. Host only. New shelf unlocked. C rank combat item zone unlocked. Store defense range expanded to 50 meters. The corner of my mouth lifted, revealing a truly sincere smile. A gun with endless bullets from the newly unlocked C rank shelf. I took down an exaggerated silver white revolver. C rank cursed revolver. Endless gambler model, infinite ammo. No reloading needed, but one shot out of every 6 will jam and give the user a mild electric shock. Dare to gamble. Chen Yan stared at the gun, his eyes almost spilling with greed. Gambling is my favorite thing in life. As the store upgraded, my days became easier. Though most customers bought and ran, too scared to stay. Sometimes big spenders like Chen Yan would eat hot Odin in the store. But behind the prosperity, a crisis appeared. Gold was running out. This city had been rich, but survivors only had so much gold. Nearby gold shops had been emptied by Chen Yan's men. That day far fewer people came, and the few who entered only had thin gold earrings or cheap gold-plated crafts. Boss, can this trade for a bun? An old man handed over reading glasses. I sighed. Gold content 0.01 grams. System rejects it. The old man left disappointed. I sat behind the counter, watching the empty store. My brows tightened. System, if gold runs dry, how do I keep this store open? Host, notice. Gold is condensed world order, and the only thing that suppresses zombie chaos. This system recycles gold to refine the power of order. Surface gold is depleted. Please guide survivors to explore higher risk zones. Boss. Bad news, something happened. What's someone causing trouble? I asked calmly. A zombie. A strange zombie is outside. It is golden. My heart stirred, and I walked out from the counter to the glass door. It was noon. The sun was harsh. At the end of the street, a massive zombie slowly approached. Its skin was not rotten gray-black, but a dark metallic gold. And in its chest, half a melted gold bar was embedded, as if it had grown from its body. Wherever it passed, ordinary zombies moved aside, as if greeting a king. The golden zombie let out a roar, with a sound like grinding metal. It did not rush at people but stared at the store. Or more exactly at the register, and its huge scent of gold. So that is a gold breed. I narrowed my eyes. Red text appeared on the scanner. Warning: special mutant detected. Gold Devourer LV1 contains high purity gold element. Kill it to drop a bio gold crystal. Value 5,000 points. My eyes instantly turned into coins. This zombie was worth 10 Shenyans. But the problem was it looked hard to kill. Then Shenyan's convoy arrived too. He also saw the monster. What is that thing? A zombie Shaolin bronze man. He raised the endless gambler revolver and fired at the golden zombie. The bullet struck its chest and sparked off the surface. Without breaking skin, the golden zombie was enraged. It stomped hard, cracking the asphalt instantly. Then, like a tank, it thundered straight toward Shenyan and his men. Damn it! This thing is bulletproof. Shenyan shouted. His arrogance vanished instantly. But I did not run. I stood on the store steps, holding a loudspeaker from nowhere. Customers, listen up. The store now issues an emergency bounty. Whoever kills this big guy and brings me the crystal inside it gets 1 C rank gene booster, giving you Captain America level physique, plus a lifetime no Q VIP card. Those words hit like water in hot oil. Shen Yan, who was about to flee, suddenly stopped. Not just him, other survivor teams in hiding had bloodshot eyes too. Captain America physique, lifetime VIP in this apocalypse. That meant real power. To survive and even rule. Brother's fortune comes from danger. Go blow up that golden lump. A beautiful bounty hunt suddenly erupted outside the store, and I calmly moved a chair behind the glass door, holding a cup of hot tea, ready to enjoy the show. Fight harder. The harder the better, the house always wins. The fear in the survivor's eyes was replaced by madness. The first to strike was Chen Yan's spinach-powered man, named Tainyo, and right now, his tight camouflage vest was already split by swollen muscles. His skin had turned a strange dark green. Veins bulged like worms. He roared and threw away his machete, then ripped out a rusty fire hydrant and swung it like a toothpick. With a loud crash, the hydrant smashed into the gold devourer's head. Sparks flew. Its dark golden skull only tilted slightly, not even scratched. It slowly turned around, its emotionless golden eyes fixed on Tainyo. From its throat came a sound like jammed metal gears. The next second it raised its huge right hand. Its palm hardened at once, 5 fingers like a blade, and swept out without flare. Tainyo's enhanced body was like tofu before that hand blade. His whole body was cut in half. The field went silent. This thing's defense is insane. Shen Yan fired 5 times in one breath. The gun truly needed no reload. Blue flame burst from the muzzle. 5 large magnum rounds hit with precision the half-melted gold bar in its chest. The force knocked the devourer back 3 steps. The gold bar in its chest caved in, oozing golden mercury like blood. It works. Chen Yan was thrilled. His finger pulled the trigger again. That was the 6th shot. The gun went silent. Then a visible blue current ran through the grip and instantly spread through Chen Yan. His body convulsed. His hair stood upright, like a breakdancing patient in a seizure. He foamed and fell down. The gun flew from his hand. System notice. Endless gambler triggered negative effect. Lucky shock user paralyzed 30 seconds. Behind the store's glass door. I saw it happen and could not help snorting. What amazing luck! But that brief comedy did not soften the battlefield. Pain enraged the gold devourer. It stopped moving slowly and charged forward, like a runaway heavy truck into the crowd. Screams rang out everywhere. Normal blades curled against its body. Homemade firebombs hit it, only blackening its skin, making it look even more like a black gold demon from hell. It grabbed someone who had tried a sneak attack and shoved him straight into its mouth. Bones cracked clearly. No use, we cannot break it. Retreat now. The survivors who had been fired up began to collapse. Right then, a small figure used the chaos, moving like a nimble cat, jumping from a wrecked car into the air. It was Su Zai. She had not run. In her hands was that black pan. The silent frying pan, boss said. This pan ignores sound rules. Su Zai's eyes were sharp. She flipped midair. Gripping the handle with both hands, using her falling force, she smashed it onto the devourer's skull. That strike was brutal, enough to shatter rock, yet strangely it made no sound. The world seemed muted for that instant. All kinetic force, with no sound energy lost, became pure physical shock waves, rushing into the devourer's skull. Its movements froze instantly. Outside it looked unharmed, but its golden eyes suddenly burst. 2 streams of gold blood sprayed out. Its indestructible brain, inside the skull, was shaken into pulp. Its huge 2.5-meter body fell straight backward and slammed into the ground, throwing up a cloud of dust. Su Zai landed panting, the pan in her hand still bright as new. The field fell silent again. Everyone stared, in disbelief, at this schoolgirl. One-hit kill. A monster bullets could not pierce, was killed by a pan. The store door opened. I walked out clapping. Rare approval showed in my dead fish eyes. Well done. Physics still exists in the apocalypse, just in another form. I walked to the devourer's corpse, ignoring the greedy and awed looks around me. Then scanned the corpse's chest. High-purity bio-gold crystal recovered. A blinding golden light flew out of the corpse and entered the scanner. I could feel the whole store system let out at that moment. A happy hum. According to the bounty, I took out a deep blue vial and tossed it to stun Su Zai. It is yours. C-rank gene booster. Drink it, and you can lift a motorcycle one-handed. From the crowd came the sound of swallowed saliva, especially from Chen Yen, newly recovered. His eyes were red as a rabbit, but seeing the strange pan in Su Zai's hand, then looking at unfathomable me, he swallowed his greed in the end. After Su Zai drank the booster, she bent a steel bar barehanded, directly shocking all those with bad intentions. She became security captain, patrolling daily with the pan. No one dared cut in line. As for me, I studied my new rewards. Store level LV2 progress 5,800 of 10,000. Special component gain damaged gold core. New facility unlocked. Branch type automatic vending machine. I read the instructions. This facility could be placed anywhere outside the main store. Feed it gold and it sells automatically. Perfect for reaching the whole city. System: can this machine defend itself? Host vending machine has a B rank shield and a self-destruct program if anyone tries to break it. A plasma blast covers 20 meters. Ruthless, I like it. I made an expansion plan at once. Meanwhile, on the store shelves, even crazier goods appeared. To handle the growing zombie tides, I launched a civilian bundle. Rank disposable zombie lure mine. After thrown, it plays Little Apple loudly, drawing zombies within 50 meters. Then explodes. Price 50 points. F rank compressed biscuit. Chive flavor 1 piece lasts 3 days. Side effect: strong urge to argue. Price 10 points, though effects were weird. They were god gear for survival. That afternoon, an unexpected guest came to the store. Not one person but a convoy. All military green jeeps, scarred and stained with blood, yet still showing strict discipline. The convoy stopped roadside. Over a dozen soldiers, in torn uniforms spread out with rifles. A one-eyed middle-aged man walked in. He had only one eye. The other socket was empty, with no eye patch, making him look chilling. On his shoulder hung a grim badge, the mark of the old world military. Line up. Su Zai stopped him. The one-eyed man looked at her, then at the long line behind her. His brows tightened slightly, but he did not make trouble. He quietly stood at the end. That move made me look twice. Violent groups that know rules are harder than reckless ones. When his turn came, He did not take out jewelry, but pulled from his coat a black card and slapped it on the counter. This is the access card and code for the city center bank vault. There are at least 3 tons of gold. My fingers stopped. That was 3 million grams, 3 million points, enough to max the store level. Even open a dimensional gate. I looked up. My dead fish eyes turned serious. I need weapons. Lots of weapons. Not to kill zombies, but to kill people. The North Prison was taken by maniacs. They feed survivors to zombies, calling it New Human Evolution. We are going in, but lack firepower. I looked at his empty eye socket and stayed quiet. I am a businessman. I do not join survivor wars. I picked up the black card and inserted it into the scanner slot. Verification successful. Target City Center Union Bank Underground Vault. Estimated gold 3.5 tons, but then I changed tone. Gold is innocent. To put that gold back in circulation, I can make one exception. The wall behind me slowly split, revealing a newly unlocked arsenal. Infinite ammo. Gatling gun trial version, 5,000 rounds only. Then it stops. High explosive grenades. Holy attribute. 200% damage to zombies. Single soldier exoskeleton civilian grade. Increases load capacity and reduces recoil. The one-eyed man's eye lit up like a soldier seeing fine weapons. The gold on that card you will have to collect yourself. I do not handle transport. In exchange, I take half this wall of equipment. Deal. I gave a merchant's smile. I had been looking for a reason to place the vending machine downtown. This trip would handle it neatly. The one-eyed man was Captain Lei. Late at night I turned off the open sign and hung do not disturb. I sorted today's earnings. Besides that big order, walk-in customers also spent a lot, especially on those little apple grenades. Boss, are we really going downtown? That place is a true sea of zombies. I heard mutants even move in pairs. Fortune comes from danger. I was wiping my scanner. Besides, I feel the gold recycling system is hiding some secret. That devourer appeared too perfectly. Just then my back went cold, like a venomous snake was staring at me. System scan the surroundings. Scan complete. No hostile targets within 50 meters. No, it is not nearby. I walked out of the store, stood in the empty street, and looked into the distance. About 2 kilometers from the store, atop an abandoned office tower, in the dark, a faint reflection seemed to flash. It was a high-powered scope. 2 kilometers away, on the Empire Tower roof, stood a man in a white suit. Beside him crouched a leopard-sized beast, covered in black scales, chewing on a corpse. The man had a beautiful, almost eerie face, and swirled a glass of red wine. Real 1982 Lafite, not the store's fake stuff. He took a light sip, his lips curling elegantly. The power of order has awakened here. He turned to the feeding monster and gently stroked its head, like petting a dog. Little Black, our cleansing plan has met an enemy. Things from that store are disrupting the virus spread. The monster purred in comfort. Its tongue licked his hand, leaving corrosive slime. Yet his skin was unharmed, and even gleamed with faint metal light. That fool Captain Lei thinks buying guns can beat me. Gold is food gifted by God. How can it be used for trade? He stood up and opened his arms to the night wind. Send the order. Redirect the horde. Target that store. Since the shopkeeper loves gold, give him a grand gift. Outside the store, I sneezed. Who is talking about me? I rubbed my nose. Boss, what happened? Sue's eyes peeked out. Nothing. Feels like weather is changing. I looked at the dark night sky. Clouds were gathering, covering the moon. Get ready, we leave for downtown at dawn. Are you ready? Dear customers, I stood outside the store. Behind me was a modified heavy truck. The truck bed held no cargo, but a huge rectangular object, wrapped tightly in black tarp. The system's automatic vending machine. Su Zai sat shotgun pan at her waist, with a new lollipop in her mouth. F rank item Courage Lollipop. Removes fear after eating. Price 5.7 points. Captain Lay's jeeps led the way. The one-eyed man manned the roof machine gun, his face grim like heading to execution. Destination Union Bank Underground Vault. The convoy roared onto the main road. After only 2 kilometers, I noticed something wrong. The zombies usually wandered alone, but today they moved like an army, packed together, blocking every overpass toward downtown. They made no noise, just stood there silently, forming a wall. The road is blocked. Captain Lay's dull voice came over comms. This is not natural. Someone is commanding them. Then drive through. Keep speed steady. The lollipop cracked in her teeth. If we charge and the wheels will jam. Captain Lay stared at that 50-meter corpse wall, and felt despair rising. Inside the truck cab, I slowly pulled from my pocket something like an old radio. D rank item Moses traffic broadcast effect. When played, it emits a frequency only zombies hear, forcing undead units ahead. Within 500 meters to scatter, opening a Red Sea path. Duration 5 minutes. Side effect: the broadcast is extremely awful. Opera chanting causing irreversible mental ear damage. Captain Lay, tell everyone plug their ears. I spoke into the radio I am about to sing. A few seconds later, a soul-splitting shrill noise blasted from the truck speakers. A miracle happened. The unbreakable corpse wall ahead melted like snow in hot water and churned violently. Zombies clutched their rotten ears, if they had any, and fled to both sides, forcing open through the packed road. A path about 5 meters wide. Where am I? This sound is so awful. Even with earplugs. Su Zai felt her brain boiling. The convoy seized those 5 minutes and pierced downtown like a blade. Zombies surged on both sides like black waves. Rotting arms reached for the vehicles, but were forced back by the sound. Finally, just before the Red Sea closed, the convoy rushed into the plaza where Union Bank stood. The Grand Bank building still stood unload. I jumped down and told Lay's men to unload the huge black rectangle onto the steps before the bank. The tarp came off, revealing a sci-fi looking machine, all silver white, with one huge touch screen. Fully exposed. Automatic vending machine branch 1 inactive. Activation condition: insert 1 kilogram of gold. Captain Lay, your turn. I pointed at the coin slot. Lay said nothing and slid in a gold bar. The machine lit up instantly. Blue light spread through its patterns. Branch activation successful. Main store inventory sync complete. Defense system online. B rank plasma shield enabled. A pale blue dome of light opened, turning the bank entrance into a safe zone. Just then, inside the bank building, came a deep roar. It did not sound like a zombie, more like some deep-sea beast breathing. The ground trembled. Looks like the landlord dislikes visitors. I narrowed my eyes, staring into the dark bank lobby. With an ear-splitting roar, the bank's bulletproof glass doors shattered. A bloated monster, with a belly like a hot air balloon, squeezed out. Its huge mouth covered 3/4 of its face, filled with spiral teeth, like a meat grinder. Worst of all, its belly was transparent. Inside were no organs, only piles of metal scraps. Warning: mutant glutton LV2 encountered. Trait: can devour all metal and turn it into armor. Extreme craving for gold. Weakness: internal overload. This clearly was not something a pan could kill. It came for the gold. Lay raised the newly bought infinite ammo, Gatling with killing intent in his eye. Blue fire sprayed out. A storm of bullets hit the glutton, but the glutton opened its mouth and sucked hard. A terrifying, visible vortex formed. The bullets flying at it were all sucked into its mouth. It chewed them like fried beans, then gave a burp. Its belly glowed even redder. Physical attacks do nothing. It even eats bullets. The glutton was clearly not full, its greedy little eyes locked onto the machine on the steps, radiating thick order energy. To it, that was not a machine, but a giant delicious cake. It dragged its huge body, pressing forward like a meat mountain. It wants to eat our shop, Su Zai shouted in panic. I stayed calm, still working on the vending screen. Do not rush. If it wants to eat, let it feast. I tapped the screen fast, opening the admin menu. New item listed, C rank trap item. The greedy one's last supper. Looks like a top-grade gold brick. Actually a compressed antimatter bomb. Once digested by stomach acid, it creates a tiny black hole collapse. Price 1 point promotional deal. Su Zai buy it and throw it into its mouth. Su Zai was stunned but reacted fast. She pulled a gold earring from her pocket, inserted it, and selected the shining gold brick. A golden brick dropped out. Su Zai grabbed it as the glutton closed within 10 meters, then used all her strength. Fatty. Have some afternoon tea. The gold brick drew a perfect arc and landed precisely inside the glutton's open maw. The glutton did not chew. It swallowed directly, sensing the dense gold aura on it. It hummed with satisfaction. But seconds later its face froze. Its transparent belly clenched violently. The red glow inside turned an eerie black. The glutton rolled in agony. Its body began collapsing inward, like a plastic bottle drained of air. Its massive body in seconds was crushed by the black point inside. Twisted with no explosion flame, only a terrifying warp of space. Finally, with a soft pop, the meat mountain vanished, leaving only a pitch black bead, the size of a fist. Everyone was silent. Lay's men stared at the bead, their jaws almost dropping. That monster was eaten by a brick. I picked up the black bead. High concentration mutant crystal detected, usable for special system functions. I pocketed the bead, cleared the way to the vault. With the glutton dead, the ordinary zombies inside were no threat. Captain Lay's elite squad cut through them like vegetables, and finally reached the underground vault. A 1-meter thick alloy door. I looked at Lay. He took out the black card and entered a complex command. Gears asleep for ages began turning. Hydraulics groaned heavily. The door slowly opened. In that instant, golden light nearly blinded everyone. In the dim underground room, mountains of gold bars and coins shone beautifully. Massive order matter detected. Large-scale recovery starting. I wasted no words and raised the scanner in wide area mode. Red light swept across the vault. The gold bars did not fly into the register this time. Because I had not brought it, they became countless streams of gold light and entered my body. More precisely, they entered my bound system panel. 10,000, 50,000, 200,000 store upgraded to LV3. Current store level upgraded to LV4. Core authority unlocked order reconstruction. As the final gold bar vanished, inside the empty vault, in my mind, a voice suddenly sounded. One I had never heard before, not that old mechanical tone, but an old tired human voice. Finally. Enough start-up energy. I spun around. Who is their captain? Lay and Su Zai were still moving leftover jewels. I am not some killer system. Or rather, I am this world's firewall. The voice echoed in my mind. You must be curious. Why gold can buy everything? Why gold can resist zombies? I silently asked why, because this world has already died once. The so-called zombie virus. Is chaos data born from code collapse? And gold as the most stable metal, over thousands of years, gained the strongest shared belief in value. That belief is order. Recycling gold is not for money, but to extract order power. To repair this world and its collapsing base code, every item you sell uses order power to force a rule into chaotic code. But someone is trying to stop the repair. A force is guiding the virus to evolve, trying to fully format this world. Beware the man in the white suit. He is the virus administrator. The voice cut off. System impact complete. LV4 fully activated. New function. Upgrade any branch into a war fortress. I snapped back, my back soaked in cold sweat. Boss, why are you spacing out? The gold is all collected. Su Zai patted my shoulder. I took a deep breath, my eyes sharper than ever. Nothing, I just realized. Our business is much bigger than I thought. Just then, the ground shook violently. Over the radio came a guard's terrified scream. Bad news, the whole city's zombies are here. The vending machine shield is failing. I rushed from the vault to the lobby. Through the broken doors, I saw a hopeless sight. The whole finance plaza was drowned by a black corpse sea. Hundreds of thousands of zombies, like ants, piled around the vending machine shield. And in the center, atop the abandoned Empire Tower, a blinding red light locked onto the bank building. That was the administrator's war cry. Seems he will not let us leave. With this order power, I gripped the scanner. Then we fight. I looked at the alarming vending machine. System spend 100,000 points. Activate War Fortress mode. System confirm payment. As my cold voice fell, that fridge-sized vending machine suddenly let out a roar. Like a waking beast. War Fortress mode activated. Reconstructing matter. Now running. Under their shocked gazes, the silver machine began transforming. Countless metal plates unfolded from nothing, like a steel lotus blooming instantly. In just 5 seconds, it turned from a machine into a fortress. 5 meters tall and 10 meters wide, sealing off the bank entrance. On top of the fortress, 4 twin automatic cannons rose up, their barrels glowing blue. Heavy armor plates extended sideways. And in the center, the coin slot and touchscreen remained. That was my taste. No matter its form, it was still a machine that took money. Welcome to my temporary branch. I stood on the command platform, holding a freshly exchanged hot coffee. The horde crashed in. Tens of thousands of zombies, like a black tsunami, slammed against the fortress's blue plasma shield. Rotting faces pressed to the light, burning with a hiss. Yet more zombies kept rushing forward, stacking bodies into a slope upward. Fire Captain Lei shouted. He stood at a firing position, his Gatling roaring wildly. But it was not enough. There were too many zombies, seemingly endless. Boss, we are running out. Su Zai swung her pan, smashing a leaper that jumped in. I glanced at the system panel. Current attack intensity S rank. Shield energy remaining 85%. Ammo reserves critical. Out of bullets. I raised my brow. Then by some, I pointed to the touchscreen behind me. All weapons and ammo are now on warrior promo mode. As long as you have gold, or gold cores dropped by zombies, even freshly dug out, toss them into the slot. Ammo refills automatically. Those words fired up Lei's soldiers. Like a shot of adrenaline. Brothers fight to get rich. Captain Lei roared, grabbed a mutant climbing the wall, stabbed its skull with a bayonet, dug out a cloudy gold core, and threw it into the slot. Vulcan heavy ammo armed. Captain Lei laughed madly. The Vulcan cannon spat half-meter flames again. This was not war. It was a mad arcade game. As long as you killed fast, you had endless ammo. And 2 kilometers away on Empire Tower, the man in white watched this scene and crushed his wine glass. Using order to fight chaos, he sneered, his eyes venomous. You think money solves everything? Send in the tyrants. He snapped his fingers. Send them. Following his command, behind the horde, the ground split open. 3 huge 10-meter figures rose up. They were giant monsters, stitched from countless corpses. Their arms were 2 abandoned tanks, their heads embedded with signal receivers. Warning: engineering class bioweapons detected. Tyrant LV3 count 3. Tanks turned into zombies. Su Zai pointed at the giants, her voice shaking. The 3 tyrants raised their arms, real tank cannons. 3 shells trailing green gas came screaming in and smashed into the fortress shield. The whole earth shook. The blue shield flickered violently, its light dimmed by half. Shield collapsing. Estimated break on next bombardment. The system alarm grew sharp. I set down my coffee. Looks like small business is over. I glanced at the tons of gold, not yet fully converted, behind me. Then let's go big. The moment the shield shattered, despair swallowed everyone. Poison gas poured in. Zombies crawled all over the fortress walls. One of Captain Lei's men was caught by a tyrant tentacle and torn apart midair. We cannot hold. His Gatling barrel had turned red, overheated and ruined. Su Zai was surrounded by 2 leapers, covered in fresh wounds. Even her invincible pan was knocked away. Get out! Boss, run! Even through the sewer. Su Zai cried out. I did not move. I stood atop the command platform, the wind whipping my clerk uniform as my gaze crossed the horde and locked onto Empire Tower. There, a blinding red light focused on me. That was the administrator's mockery and a delete command. In this digital apocalypse, he was trying to erase me. A bug-born data node. I felt my body turning transparent, like ants eating away at my data. Warning: code attack detected. Risk of forced erasure rising. Vital signs falling. Trying to delete me. A wild grin curled on my lips. Did you ask my wallet first? I spun around and slammed the black card with 3.5 tons of gold data into the fortress core slot. Activate all gold all in. I am buying a divine item. Heavenly Purge 1 use version. The register screen flashed wildly. Transaction confirmed. Deducting 3.5 million order points. Downloading divine patch. Progress 1%, 100%. The next second time seemed to stop. The sky covered in clouds and red light suddenly split open wide. A pure golden pillar, over 1 kilometer wide, descended from above, covering the whole finance plaza. This was not sunlight. This was data flow, the purest power of order. Within the golden glow, the 3 mighty tyrants suddenly froze. Stitched corpses began falling off them. Their tank parts began to rust and crumble. Why can we not move? Because you are being corrected. From the golden light came a grand voice, like synthetic sound from deep space. Large illegal programs detected in area. Zombies now entering quarantine cleanup. Countdown 3, 2, 1. The man in white screamed in despair. Delete, I whispered, as I snapped my fingers. Across the whole plaza, every zombie, from ordinary walkers to terrifying tyrants, collapsed at once. No blood, no explosion. Only green code fragments. Zeros and ones fading away, like virus files, cleaned by antivirus software. Even the man in white screamed from far away, though outside the pillar's center, as one source of the virus. Half his body dissolved into data, leaving 1 arm and half a head to flee into the sewer. 10 seconds later, the golden light faded. The once crowded plaza was now empty. Not even 1 drop of blood remained. Only the war fortress stood, still smoking black, yet still holding strong. The whole world went silent. Captain Lei and Su Zai stared in shock. What was that? Su Zai muttered. My face was pale, but my eyes stayed proud. This is the privilege of a paying player. 3 days later, the store reopened. After that punishment, my system upgraded again. The shop was no longer just that corner. It had merged with the whole bank building, becoming a grand doomsday department store. The first floor was for basics, selling water, food and tools. The second floor sold premium goods, like silent frying pans, power spinach and beginner items. The third was weapons. Captain Lei and his soldiers were stationed there, handling security, while also shopping there. The top floor was my private office, overlooking the whole city. Su Zai wore a brand new, gold-trimmed clerk uniform, Actually, a new combat suit, directing survivors to move supplies. She was now the city's big sister. Anyone causing trouble got the frying pan. Inside the office, I sat before the huge window, watching the busy crowd below. Human order was rebuilding, still fragile, but at least hopeful. Current store level LV5 max level standby. Current gold stock 0. Dead broke. Next mission cross realm chain store opening. Boss. Are we really broke? Captain Lei wants to pre-order exoskeleton armor. He asked for credit. No credit. I did not turn around. Tell him there are dozens of city banks outside, with unopened vaults. If he wants power, go work for it. Su Zai stuck out her tongue. Oh right. That white-suited guy who escaped. Captain Lei sent people after him. They found nothing but words. The game has only begun. Version 2.0 begins. I smiled and picked up the scanner, then fired into the air. Then bring it. No matter how versions update, the rule that spending makes you stronger will never change. I walked to the window and hung out a sign. Under sunset, that sign gleamed. Doomsday Store inventory done today. Open tomorrow as usual. Welcome. That inventory closed sign had been up for a full month, but I had not been idle. On the surface, this Doomsday department store was still the city's only beacon. But in the top core area only I could enter. A greater change was quietly happening. The system that once kept saying welcome had grown strangely silent. All gold was being consumed fast, not to buy noodles, but swallowed by the system to build something floating in my office. A blue glowing portal vortex. Realm side repair progress 99.9%. Remaining points converting realm anchor searching. Cross-realm chain store light version launching soon. I sat in my boss chair, playing with the scanner, now upgraded to gold, staring at the portal. Boss, you have been watching that washing machine for 3 hours. Su Zai pushed the door open, holding a plate of sliced fruit. This is not a washing machine. My eyes shone with ambition. This is an elevator to new markets nearby. Captain Lei said, zombies there are mostly cleared out. That is too small. I pointed above us, the sky or underground. Or another universe. Su Zai pouted, thinking boss was being dramatic again. She set down the fruit and turned to leave. Suddenly, the blue portal shook violently. A terrifying pressure poured out. Not the stench of zombies, but a bloody pressure, like from a primordial beast. The store alarm instantly blared. Warning: illegal intrusion detected. Unknown high energy reaction detected. Energy level cultivation peak foundation. Target carries high purity spirit stones convertible to order points. Hearing spirit stones, my lazy eyes turned sharp as blades. Prepare service. I straightened my tie and picked up the scanner. From the portal came a bloodied hand in a torn old robe. Then a long-haired young man with a broken sword stumbled and rolled out. He was covered in wounds, with a charred palm mark on his chest, clearly hunted to the brink of death. He looked up tiredly, eyes full of killing intent and caution. Seeing our strange clothes, modern outfits, and the high-tech surroundings, he froze. Where is this? Some ghost realm trick. Welcome to Myriad World Store 001. I reached out and pointed at the gray pouch on his waist. Storage bag. Fellow Daoist, your face says danger is near. Just a few spirit stones can save you. He watched me warily. Spirit stones, you are a merchant. You trade here. Fair to all ages. Chain across worlds. I shook the scanner in my hand. That broken sword looks decent too, though the material is backward. The sword intent on it should sell high. The young man hesitated, then looked back at the portal, as something terrifying was chasing him. He gritted his teeth and took out a crystal clear stone, glowing with soft white light. If you can save me, this high-grade spirit stone is yours. My scanner flared bright red. High purity order crystal detected. Value 1,007 points. My smile grew brighter. Deal, I snapped my fingers. The office wall split open, revealing the newly unlocked cultivation tech, hybrid zone. There were no ordinary guns, but rune gatlings with explosive talismans, spirit tracking RPG launchers, and nano-mithril soft armor. I get this Daoist a revenge package. I turned toward the shaking portal. Excitement flashed in my eyes. A new map has opened. Now we guard the shop and explore too. I looked out the window. The familiar ruined apocalypse city now looked different in my eyes. It was only the beginning. Realm anchor locked. Xuanhuan Tianyuan continent. Cross realm teleport opening soon. Host, please prepare. I took a deep breath and gently said into the void, dear viewers, we are going to make money from cultivators.